It was in the dimly lit corridors of Satis House where shadows seemingly danced with sinister intent. This grand, slightly dilapidated mansion stood as a beacon of ominous intrigue, its towering silhouette imprinted against the moonlit sky. The only sounds were the distant hoots of owls and the soft chirping of crickets, a symphony of the night that added to the eerie ambiance. A place where secrets were whispered amongst the walls, and every corner held a chilling tale. Here, a sense of foreboding lingered, as if woven into the very air. Estella, the heart turned as cold as stone, a consequence of being raised to despise men and viewing love as weakness. The grandeur of Satis House, an imposing mansion, was her cage, and within its walls we find a woman of elegance, grace, and an icy disposition. Beneath the veneer of her porcelain beauty, Estella concealed a simmering rage. This rage, a product of witnessing the crude mistreatment of women, was intensified by a loathsome, loveless union. Her husband, Drummel, a man of harsh character, was the embodiment of the very thing Estella was raised to scorn. This marriage, devoid of affection, fueled her anger, turning it into a roaring fire. Estella's heart, once cold and indifferent, began to seethe with the heat of resentment. The corridors of Satis House, once a place of intimidation, became the stage for her turmoil. But a vile, loveless marriage turned this simmering into a boiling point. Her bitterness began to peel away, revealing a newfound sense of purpose, a thirst for justice. Estella, a woman who had been sculpted by cruelty and hardened by a loveless marriage, found a beacon in her growing rage. The unjust treatment of women she had witnessed, the love she had been denied, all fueled a burning desire for retribution. This was more than a personal vendetta. It was a fight against the oppressive chains of society. It was a woman standing tall amidst the rubble of her shattered dreams and still finding the strength to challenge the world. Estella's journey was not without its trials. As she embarked on this quest, she found herself walking a tightrope. On one side, the abyss of her past; on the other, the chasm of an uncertain future. Yet she danced on this rope with a grace that belied her inner turmoil. Behind the veil of her beauty, a storm was brewing, a storm that would soon unleash its fury on those who had wronged her. The corridors of Satis House, once a symbol of her imprisonment, would bear witness to her uprising. The shadows that once comforted her now masked a dangerous truth. As Estella's plan came to fruition, her revenge unfolded with a fierce intensity that could only be born from years of pent-up rage and frustration. The once cold-hearted Estella was now a force to be reckoned with, her icy veneer melting away to reveal a fiery core that was hell-bent on justice. This was not a vindictive act of mindless revenge, but a calculated strike against the patriarchal system that had reduced her to a mere object. Her once silent voice was now a deafening roar that echoed throughout the corridors of Satis House, a chilling testament to her newfound power. She was no longer the puppet, but the puppeteer, pulling the strings and orchestrating her own symphony of retribution. Her once passive existence was now replaced by a proactive pursuit of justice, making her a symbol of resistance and an unlikely heroine in her own tale. But the path to revenge was fraught with danger and deception, with each step leading her further into the abyss of moral ambiguity. As the line between right and wrong blurred, Estella was forced to confront the monster she had become in her quest for vengeance. In the final chapter, Estella's revenge stood admonishingly, a chilling echo of a story untold. A tale of a woman who dared to rise above her circumstances, to fight against the system that sought to crush her spirit, and to reclaim her stolen dignity. The silence that followed left only echoes and the haunting legacy of Estella's vengeful act. A once grand manor, Satis House now stood as a chilling testament to the aftermath of revenge. Its once vibrant halls were silenced, filled only with the whispers of a past that refused to fade away. The echo of Estella's wrath reverberated through time. Are we defined by our circumstances, or can we rise above them? Can vengeance serve as a tool for justice, or does it simply breed more darkness?